So this past weekend, my wife and I went to watch the latest Marvel film that had dropped on Disney Plus, and there was a section at the beginning, starting at the beginning of the movie, where there was a pop-up talking about the film being IMAX Enhanced. Apparently this was a new thing that was dropped on what they called Disney Plus Day last week. I was a little confused at first. I mean, how does IMAX apply to a home television or a home theater setup? Because as many of us know, if you've ever experienced a proper IMAX movie, it's usually a specialized theater with an extra widescreen, shot with special cameras, back in the day, special film resolution, a larger print, all kinds of things that I couldn't understand how they would possibly apply to a home television set. Watched the movie and noticed that, and I'm not sure if it was everywhere or just some scenes, that the black bars that you typically get with a widescreen 16:9 film presentation on a television, those black bars top and bottom seemed to be very thin. So it looked like what was going on was that they had changed the aspect ratio to actually fill up more of the screen. This gave me shudders. Because if you remember the days of stretched 4:3, pan and scan DVDs, oh my goodness, all the horrible things that, unfortunately many distributors and movie studios did to somehow get a film or movie format onto the medium so that we could play it at home. And oh man, I just despise those things. I was so pleased when the first 16:9 aspect ratio television sets actually appeared on the market. Finally, we don't have to have all this strange cropping and moving of, I just hated it. I don't know about you, but to me it ruined the experience. Now the problem is that when we went that way, lots of product was still in 4:3, so now you had bars on the sides. Consumers for the most part seem to be really confused why they pay for a 65-inch television set and part of it doesn't actually show anything. And yet the reality is that there's a number of different aspect ratios that movies might be shot in or television shows may be shot in. So it's not normal that you shouldn't have black bars somewhere. So I can kind of see what Disney is thinking here with IMAX. It's not just changing the aspect ratio to fill more of the screen on some scenes or some films. They're also looking at it as a standard for audio and video performance, kind of like Dolby Vision, something along those lines. And maybe it's a good thing. I will say that the movie actually looked spectacular given that it was streaming, and I don't have the bandwidth to stream in 4K, and my TV is a standard 1080p set, no 4K there, but it still looked absolutely amazing. I didn't see anything weird with those scenes where there seemed to be a larger aspect ratio, or I should say a smaller aspect ratio, so that it filled more of the screen. I'm just wondering what your thoughts are. There's already been a few directors, few producers that have come out and said, hey, I'm not a fan of this because this is not my intent. This wasn't the way that I had envisioned this being displayed on, home television sets. Personally, I'm kind of a purist when it comes to video. I'd like to see exactly what the director intended. I don't care how much of the screen is eaten up by those black bars, but what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And if you've checked out any of the films on Disney Plus, that have this IMAX Enhanced features, what did you think of it? Did you think that it added anything? Did you notice any, artifacts or distortion? I'd love to hear from you as always, and thank you for watching.